once a year annual meeting to conduct some of the church businesses. And there's not much, so I won't be here too long. So first of all, before I actually do that, I'd like to recognize a few groups of folks who have been really helping the church. First, need to bring the lights down a little bit. The KCC elders who serve so devotedly to serve the body here. Well, let me see if I can. I'll start with the lower left. Front row, Bob Spearing, that's Bill Yamada, that's Ray Tanaka, Danny Han, Pastor Ron. On the back row, myself, Un An, Mark Gallagher, Paul Yee, and Gene Smith. Are any, I see some elders here. Would you stand so we can recognize you? Mark, I know. I know Bob Spearing is not here. He usually comes Sunday morning, but Bob would serve as chairman of the elders for 10 years, and so we need to really also recognize his service during that time. So when you see Bob, please thank him for that. I'd also like to recognize all the pastors and ministers and the staff who work just so hard in serving the body here. So those who are the pastors and the ministers, you know who you are. Please stand. So let's give them all a big hand. And last but not least, what makes this church very, very special is, of course, the warmth and the love that we feel every week and throughout the week. But there are so many folks who serve in so many different capacities. They range from the ushers to those in the parking lot, those who, I know the ladies in the other services, they make lace. Can you, all those who serve in some capacity, it's not big, it's not small, whatever you do, please stand so we can recognize you. Come on, don't be modest. Come on, I know that we really appreciate every single one of you. I know there are many more out there who didn't stand, but there's a modesty factor here. But we really do want to thank you for your service. Now we're going to go into the election of the elders, the proper notices have been given and placed in the bulletins for the past several weeks. And let me first of all read with the 1 Timothy 3:1-7, which states the biblical criteria for what an elder should be.
1 Timothy 3. Here's a trustworthy saying: if anyone sets his heart on being an overseer, he desires a noble task. Now the overseer must be above reproach, the husband of but one wife, temperate, self-controlled, respectable, hospitable, able to teach, not given to drunkenness, not violent but gentle, not quarrelsome, not a lover of money. He must manage his own family well and see that his children obey him with proper respect. If one does not know how to manage his own family, how can he take care of God's church? He must not be a recent convert, or he may become conceited and fall under the judgment as a devil. He must all have a good reputation with outsiders, so that he will not fall into disgrace, into the devil's trap.
That's the call for the elders to meet that qualification. What for Richard are 5 Pastor Ron, Gene Smith, Danny Han, Ray Tanaka, and Bill Yamada. So can the ushers turn and if you are a member, would you please raise your hand so the ushers can give you ballots? pencils in the piece in front of you. If you don't have one, if not, I mean, number one. So you'll see on the ballot there are 5 names. Now, let me point out, you are limited the number of votes. You can vote for all 5. You can have to select. I remember last year, people thought that they were limited to a certain number of votes. If you feel that person meets the qualifications, go and vote. So we'll take a few minutes to do your ballots, and then we'll
Actually, I got to hurry and get to church. Go to church. Yes, I do. Since when? Like 10 years.
When done, Pastor points the middle line.
Cool.
The nice thing about coming slightly late and having a wedding is, you know, this time they'll just think that I'm doing it anyway. So it actually some work because I'm going to come on Sunday and this will sermon. So tonight, just, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to hear the sermon again on Sunday, so I'm just going to do some. I hope that doesn't seem too sacrilegious.
I do the same thing.
Huh?
I do the same thing.
Great. So this completes the election of elders portion. Just for your information, we will be collecting all the ballots through Sunday services and the end of that service. At this time, I'd like to call upon our elder, Un An, who has been overseeing financial aspects
of the church. As an elder, and he will be giving the financial treasures.
Those 6 chords were brought to you.
Twice before, actually, knowing Mel, he's off island right now. And Pastor Ron called me and asked me if I would give the report. I said yes, and so I told my children that I have to be here at all 3 services. And on my drive here, my daughter looks at me and goes, "Why did Pastor Ron ask you to give the report?" And I said, "I guess he thinks I would be good at it." And she goes, "I think Pastor Jerry would do a better job." So I looked at her and I just said, her name's Cheris. I said, "Cheris, thank you so much for saying that, because I agree with you. But I have to." But anyways, Mel has served faithfully for 5 years as the chair of the finance committee and the treasurer. But it's decided we need to step down, and I believe so. Well, he worked so hard that actually we decided we need 2 people to replace him. So we're going to have 2 people, one being the chair of the finance committee and one treasurer. We're still in the midst of searching for the treasurer, but the new chair of the finance committee, the person that decided to step up, he's here with us today, and I'd like you to at least recognize him, us to recognize him, and you to see him. He's sitting back there. His name is Dennis Idetta. Dennis, can you stand up? Okay, now we'll go to the numbers. Okay, first we have the summary of revenue and expenses. I don't think this needs a lot of explanation. We had just under 1.5 million as a church in revenue, and our expenses was just under 1.3. And this is the important part. Even though the economy has been bad and the unemployment rate is still above 9%, we came in with a surplus of 172,204. If you like graphs, it's the green pie.